So I'm going to close off the group policy management editor and go back to the group policy management. And here under the GPO objects in Protect, you'll see that Windows GPO status is enabled. Now we're going to right click Window and click on GPO status, and there you will see it's enabled. So now we're going to go to My Domain, which is Protect, and here we're going to link an existing GPO. So I'm going to look in the domain and the group policy object when I want to link. Click Windows and click OK. And there you can see linked policy objects. Window is linked to my default domain policy. If I wanted to enforce, I could right click Windows. It could be enforced here. It's asking me if I want to change the enforce settings for this GPO link. Click OK. And here it is enforce, link enabled, GPO status enabled. I can also right click and click edit. And here it comes back to the user configuration and the computer configuration. The computer configuration description is: this is the administrators use the computer configuration mode in group policy to set policies that are applied to computers, regardless of who logs on to them. And the user configuration is the administrator use the user configuration mode in group policy to set policies that are applied to users, regardless of which computers they are logged on to. So the computer configuration is that the administrators can change the policies and preferences on the computers, and the user configuration is the administrator changes the user policies and preferences on the user configuration. So if you want to view the window, double click on Windows. So here you will see scope, details, settings and delegation. It has a link to the Protect domain. The location is enforce, the link enable, and the path. The security filtering. Here you can set in this GPO the following groups and users and computers, and this is authenticated users. So if I wanted to add users or specific user, I could add the user here by clicking add, advanced, find now, and look for the username, add it in there, apply OK, and the user or users would be added to this list. Or if I wanted to remove the user, I could remove the user from here. So in details, the GPO status is enabled, and here I could change it as well to computer configuration setting disabled, all settings disabled, user configuration settings disabled. Under settings, and this will come up, and it says the Internet Explorer content within this application coming from the website listed below is being blocked by the internet. And if you want to add this site, you can add the site about security, and this says you can add and remove websites from this zone, or websites in the zone will use the zone security settings. Or you could click close, and here in the settings, no settings were defined for the computer, but the user configuration settings was the policies under administrative templates, and under the control panel program, the policy add or remove programs, you can always click and see what the description they have for the add or remove programs. Settings is enabled, and the comments, what you wrote previously, will be here as well. And here you see the delegation. These groups and users have the specified permissions for this GPU. So here you can see the system permissions is edit, delete, modify. The enterprise domain controllers is read only. The enterprise admin is edit, settings, delete, modify, as well as the domain administrators for Protect domain admins. But the authenticated users is just read, and that's from the security filtering, which was passed down through what we just did. And here we could add and remove the names of who we want the allowed permissions to be. Here we can add and remove the names of users, administrators, if one was added accidentally, anything like that. Now you could right click Windows and click edit, Now when you click edit, it brings you back to the management editor, and here you could either add more security features you want, and here you could add, if you want to, let me show you the computer description. Here, if you wanted to add a computer configuration, this is where you'll add a policy for that computer, and regardless of whoever logs on, that policy will be attached to that computer. Or where we were previously in the user configuration, we could go and add and remove more programs or different programs that we want to set to that particular policy. Now I want to go to group management. Now I've been calling this policy windows. Now you saw me did a control delete program. Now you can also rename your policy. If it is you start out to look for one thing and you want to change it to something else, or it has evolved into something better, you can change it now to the add or delete program policy, and there it'll take effect right throughout the system. So there you see, policy was changed to the add or delete program, and you can continue to do this according to whatever your company's security policies are. All of the lights. Click run, and when the run comes up in the tab, it already has the command, so you click OK, and after the administrator greater than symbol, enter GP group policy up 28/force and press enter, and it says it's updating policy. And there you can see the user policy update has completed successfully. The computer policy update has completed successfully. So both the user and the computer policies were updated and completed. And here it says below, Windows can't update important files and services while the system is using them. So make sure to save your files before restarting. And if you want, you could restart now. So we'll start now.
She called the feds, I did that time and spent that bread.